All right, V Collection 11 by Arturia is here, and it's actually been longer than I thought since the last version. I do have a whole bunch of videos on V collections in the past, and they're going to have a lot of virtual instruments that are, maybe new to somebody jumping into this collection for the first time. So if you want to learn more about those, I'll make sure I have a playlist in the description. I'm also going to put a link to a video I made recently on Arturia synthesizers in general, because when you get something like the V collection, you're getting a ton of virtual instruments, and a lot of them use completely different ways of making sounds. Actually, most of them do, because they are usually designed on some kind of synthesizer from the past, or there's some kind of new type of synthesis that they have dreamed up, like these Augmented series. And there's a new one as well, Augmented Yangtze. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll have a look at that one today. And we're also going to look at a new virtual instrument that comes in V Collection 11, which is called Pure Lo-Fi. So we're going to look at that one almost exclusively, play around with it just a little bit, show you some sounds that are in there. I'm also using some demo versions of the software. This Pure Lo-Fi is working, but for some reason I can't get some of the other new ones working. So I'll show you a demo version of the Augmented Yangtze, and let me know what you think about it in the comments for sure. I've also got a battery kit in here from Lone Forest, which is an expansion, a Native Instruments expansion. I'll put a link to that because they actually have a big sale on right now, 5 expansions for $55. And what I'm going to do here is kind of a lo-fi ambient type thing, and this old expansion called Lone Forest is really good for that kind of stuff. So definitely check that one out. All right, so what is this synthesizer all about? Almost looks like something from Teenage Engineering here. I'm not sure if these characters are going to be in the final version or if this is just my early version. You can see it's showing us what notes you play. This is basically your keyboard. A couple of different ways of generating a sound. So this patch is called Candlelight. This one, let's go through some different sound sources. And we can turn off sound sources right here. So we're going to turn these guys off. There's our clarinet, okay. Duke. So we've got a couple of different basically oscillators or engines that they're calling them. Looks like we can have either a realistic instrument, a creative sampler, or a lo-fi oscillator. All right, what's a lo-fi oscillator? Let's turn this one off. We can choose totally different waveforms. And looks like we have some kind of diskette type thing up top here. Changing the character of the sound a bit. And another thing they've added is either a texture or a transient at the beginning of your sound. And Pigments has this capability as well, which I really like, because you can, something at the front end of a synthesizer patch, change pitch as it goes up and down the keyboard, like this. Or you can just have it be a sound that's exactly the same no matter where you hit. And then you can also change it to a texture like Record Crackle from 1963. Oh, burning vinyl. If we click the Advanced tab, that's where we're going to get things like the envelopes and the filter envelopes. We can choose from our effects here, and things start to look a little bit like the Augmented series here in this Pure Lo-Fi virtual instrument. So it's kind of neat that they're going towards genres with the same sort of interface, so you can really get your brain around them quite quickly if you're already in the ecosystem. These functions and modulators down here look a lot like something you'd find in Pigments. Here we can decide what happens with, say, MPE. Let's see. This last portion of my key press, which is some of the magic of the Osmos, is controlling this curve, and you can see Aftertouch is this first portion of the key press. So Aftertouch, the first portion of my Osmos, MPE, the last portion of it. So let's take the MPE, this one right here, and drag that onto the filter. Okay, that's kind of fun. So you can see how I can very quickly get in there and assign a specific part of my key press. And then of course we have pitch bend as well. Sorry about the really loud frying eggs there. Maybe that wasn't the best demo. So if you don't have that, of course, you could go click on the mod wheel, which is this guy right here, and assign the mod wheel to something like the cutoff. And so now if I mouse over, we can see mod wheel right here, crank that up. And then now if you have some kind of regular keyboard with a mod wheel, that is controlling the cutoff as well. Right? Very easy to get in there and start playing around. Okay, enough of that. Let's just load up some patches and start making some music. Let's pull in my drum beat. We'll start with the drum beat here and come up with something. When you open up Pure Lo-Fi, you're going to click this little button here to get to the browser. And I've got 60 presets. I think there's going to be more in the final version. Don't quote me on that. Let's just go have a look at some of these other patches. Rich patches. All right, let's give this one a try. And let's go to bass patches. We'll go to type, and we'll just look at the bass. All right, nice little bass patch. Now let's try a couple more things out. Go to guitar, maybe? Well, that's fun. Let's look at one more new instrument, and that is this Yangtze, this Augmented Yangtze. Oh yeah. So these ones are all about kind of samples and synthesized sound. It's fun, taking samples in different direction. used to do more ambient synthy kind of stuff like this in the past, so it is a satisfying thing to do, that's for sure. Anyways, I hope that was inspiring for you. Go check out the V Collection 11 and let me know what you think about it in the comments. Thanks for watching.